If your sales team is struggling to close high ticket deals for your coaching business, this is exactly what you need. Now, this is exactly what I was teaching to my team of 5 sales reps when I was a sales manager and operations officer over at ACE. So, excuse me. This is what I call the value equation. Now, we're going to go over a few different mental models for sales reps to have in mind when they're having conversations to be able to understand the psychology behind people and why they buy. Now, this is what I call the value equation. Now, the idea is if the problem is big enough to justify the solution, then they'll buy. So basically, if the awareness and seriousness of the problem outweighs the friction of change and the cost of the solution, then they'll buy. So say for instance, you're saying, hey, I'm going to save you $10 a year on gas. All you have to do is pay us $500 up front and then switch your car insurance policy and change the wheels of your tires, then go get an oil change and you have to pay for that yourself. The value of that solution does not outweigh the cost. So the person's not going to buy. So say for instance, the friction of the change is right here. As you can see, and the cost of the solution is high, but this awareness is low, so they won't buy. But if you dig and it's a valuable solution and the value of that is greater than the friction of change and the cost of the solution, they will buy. So the friction of change is this. People hate change unless they love it, and they only love it when it's really, really worth it to them. And what really worth it to them means it's getting them out of a huge amount of pain, or it's getting them a huge amount of gain, or both. So the next thing is the buying threshold. Now, getting them to buy most of the time 50% or higher. This is the goal, right? So this is what I call the buying threshold. So if you're just taking them through the sales process that you have in your head, or instead of using a structure or a script, you're going to probably get them in the middle of the buying threshold, but they need to be up here for the value to, as you can see, the value equation to work, and for them to have so much value that the water just tips over. It's the tipping point to where it starts falling over and you win the sale. So the idea is, if the person's over here, they won't buy because they haven't hit the threshold. The threshold's up here at the top. If they get up here, they'll buy. How do you get there? Through value questions, implication questions, rather. So how is this affecting your life? How long would it take you to do this on your own? How does not having this fix make you feel? How long have you been dealing with this problem? Now here's some more examples. How much is it costing you in business not to have blah, blah, blah funding to grow? Say, for instance, for this offer, this was more specific. What does your life look like if we can help you out with your credit and you're able to get this dream outcome? How much money do you believe you can save on interest by having a better score and getting a better loan because of it? How much do you think it will cost in interest on your auto loan if you don't fix your credit, if you get approved at all? Now, that's the idea here. This is the general idea of the question, the line of questioning you do, versus more specific for what we were doing at the time. So hopefully this is valuable so far. If so, make sure you like and subscribe for more, because I'm dropping these videos pretty often. So the goal here is to take people from I have no idea who you are to I just sent the money, let's get started. Now, you have to dig into their current pain, provide the solution, and talk about and dig into their dream outcome. The idea is you're dealing with these 3 things, and you have to masterfully move between them to be able to build someone up emotionally and logically to believe and know that this is the best solution for them and that is worth it. So let's go into the call structure that I set for my team. You can set a similar call structure, but this is the high level and this is the deeper, getting more into the weeds. So you build rapport. Hey, how you doing? How's the weather? Blah, blah, blah. You get into the situation. Hey, I'm glad you got onto this call. What made you want to speak to us today? Oh, I'm just dealing with okay. How's that been affecting you? Oh, blah, blah, blah. You're getting into that. You're digging into their problems. Then from there, you dig into their dream outcome. A lot of people only dig into problems, but you want to dig into both. That's what I see works good. You can split test this if you want, have half your team do one, half your team do the other, but it's probably not a good idea because sales teams, they need to be reminded more than they need to be taught. So they're not going to do something if you just leave them to it. You have to keep them accountable to it. Listen to their calls, make sure they're following the structure. If they're not, you have to have penalties. You have to have good things that they get for following the structure. So you might pay them, $5 for every call that they take that they actually follow the call structure for. Different things like that will incentivize people to do the right thing. So you want to go more towards what they want versus what they don't want when it comes to your sales reps. So say, for instance, you want to reinforce them doing the good thing rather than punish them for doing the bad thing. So it's like, okay, if you do the call structure good, we're going to give you $5 to $10 for every call you take and do the structure well. That's it. If you don't, blah, 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 blah. And this is from Alex Hormozi too. He talks about how if you pay a sales rep commission plus just say, for instance, $50 for every, it depends on if you know your economics and all that. If you're just starting off, you don't have to do this. This is more for sales team that you're growing, that's already, you're very profitable already. So say, for instance, they get $50 for every call they take, to where they, not for every close, but for every time they handle the call perfectly. Meaning they might have handled the call perfectly but not gotten the close, but you want to reinforce them doing the right thing, not just getting the close, because if they do the right thing more, they'll get the close more. But yeah, you dig into their problems. Hey, what does it look like if you don't solve this problem? How long have you been dealing with this? How's this affecting your life? Has this hurt you in any other ways? How much is it costing you? Blah, blah, blah. Versus, okay, so if you were to get this problem solved, what would that do for you? Oh, okay, it would do this on the third. Okay, how would that make you feel? Okay, how important is that for you to have this? Oh, okay, how long have you been wanting that? Okay, so you've been wanting it for this long and this problem has been stopping you, is that correct? Okay, so if you've been wanting it for this long and you would have been making this much, okay, so we multiply that by 12 months, okay, so not having this problem solved is costing you $12,000 a year or $120,000 a year or however much for whoever you're talking to. Recommend it and then tell them about it. So basically you say, hey, based off of everything you said, I believe you're the best fit for this. Do you mind if I tell you a little bit more about it? You want to get invited to sell to them, right? If you get invited to sell to them, you're going to feel a lot more confident about pitching. Then you tell them about it. So you do a high level breakdown of the details. You say, hey, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions about anything I said? What was your favorite part of our offer or solution, whatever the case may be? Okay, great. And then you can ask, hey, do you have any more questions? Do you have any more questions? Blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, they're going to introduce price. But if they don't introduce price, you can let them know, would you like to know the next steps to get started? And then they're going to say yes. And you say, okay, great. So what that looks like is the pricing. Pricing is just blah, blah, blah. Does that work for you? That's it. What I like to use is that fair enough? So let's go to the deeper overview of the call structure. So intro, hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. How you doing? Oh, I'm great, blah, blah, blah. Oh, good to see you. Well, where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. Building rapport. Oh, you like that too? Oh, yeah, I just was there the other day. It's really nice out there. Oh, okay, cool, blah, blah, blah. And then what you do is set the call agenda and get them to agree with it. So, hey, what we're going to be doing today is just going over this, and this. Does that work for you? Okay, great. So to first start off, what made you want to speak with us today? Oh, I blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you're dealing with this. You can label them with the problem. Okay, how long have you been dealing with this? Oh, for the last blah, 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 blah. Oh, how's that affecting your life? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. You dig, and then you go into digging into the dream outcome. Okay, so if you were to solve this, what would that look like for you? How long have you been wanting that? Does that affect your life in any other ways? How would that make you feel to have that, etc.? Then from there, you suggest the service that you believe is best for them. Then you ask if you can explain more. So we were offering multiple tiered services. If you just have one product, you let them know that, hey, I believe we can help you. Would it be cool if I tell you a little bit more about what we have to offer? They'll say yes, then you can explain more. You always want to do high level overview. If you get too nitty gritty, their mind starts thinking too much, right? And I always told my sales team, it's like you're being a gentle guide of a blind person across a intersection, to cross the street. So it's like you want to keep their blindfold on, because if they worry too much, they won't get to the other side of the street where all of their problems can be solved. So $1 million is on the other side of the street for this person, but they're too scared to cross the street on their own. So you, through emotion, persuasion, and this is why sales is such a big responsibility, because you need to know that this is the best thing for someone. If you're persuading someone to buy something that you know is not good for them, that's manipulation, not persuasion, right? Because it's for their harm, not their good. You can persuade them and use those emotions of the pain that they've been in and the solution, and build up that value in their mind to where they have this on. But as soon as you get too deep into the details of, hey, we do this, that, and the third, and then this, and then the details every Monday and Friday, so this and the third, and then you go here, let me show you my screen. So when you log in, you do this, and then you have that, and then you have this. You get too deep into the weeds, they're gonna start thinking too much logic. They're too logical at this point. So they're like in the middle of the street, and they're like, what is this guy talking about? Oh, snap, I have to do this, that, and the third. Okay, I'm gonna run back over there to where I'm comfortable, right? So what you do is just give them a high level overview. On the other side of the street, you're gonna enjoy this, this, and this. Does that work for you? Does that sound good? Does it sound like it can help you to get where you want to go? Yes? Okay, great. So what would be your top 3 questions you have for me about, timing, pricing, getting started, what that looks like? Oh, okay. Yeah, so pricing, I love that. That's actually my favorite part. So to get into this program is only an investment of blah, 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 blah. Does that work for you? Or is that fair? Is that fair enough? And then let them think about it, whatever they're doing. And when I say let them think about it, that means in the moment. It doesn't take that long to think. It's like, hold on, give me a second. And when someone tells, and this is the thing sales reps get wrong. When someone says, I need to think about it, that's not what they mean. Because thinking is quick. I literally had someone on the phone when I was selling more for myself. I literally had someone on the phone, and we were still on the Zoom call, and he was like, you know what, let me think about that real quick. He thought about it in real time, and then he ended up closing. It's very simple. Like, thinking doesn't take that long. A person who's saying, I need to think about it, that's more of a smoke screen. That's more of a, and listen, I coined this term, so you better give me credit for it if you have your team use it or if you use it, right? If someone says, I think about it, or gives you an objection that's blurry or a smoke screen, this is what you say. I coined this. This comes from Robert Shai. Glory to Jesus Christ the Most High. So that's all I have to say. If someone gives you a smoke screen, you say, hey, you have to mean it too. You have to mean it. Do not say this to manipulate people, because if you don't mean it, it's manipulation. If you mean it, say it. If you don't mean it, you can change the words around a little bit so it works with what you actually feel or mean. Hey, listen, I like you, and I want to help you to make the best decision for you, even if it ends in you not working with us. So what's your main concern? I'm telling you, it works every time. It really allowed me, because I always taught my team, you need to be on the same side of the table. As soon as, and I love talking about sales stuff because it's so deep with persuasion, and it's just something I'm obsessed with. So like, so this is why I was able to increase my team's close rate so much, because there was so much stuff that they weren't doing, and at that they were doing some good things but not doing it consistently. I added the structure, accountability, consistency, plus taught them new things and just knocked it onto their heads over and over and over again. Reviewed their calls, told them when they weren't doing it, etc. And this is the thing. You have to be on the same side of the table as that person. When you're on the other side of the table, they look at it's a me against you type situation where they kind of close up and they kind of like a turtle go into their shell and say, hey, I need to think about it. I need to talk to my wife about it. I'm not too sure about it. I don't know this, that, and the third. So I think that's very important. Um, just knowing that you have to let them know. And the really important thing about that one statement is, hey, I like you. You're going to get reciprocity and liking, loving tendency, meaning that people, of course, want to reciprocate, meaning they want to give back. If someone gives them something, they feel indebted. So if I say I like you, you feel indebted to me. I like you in a way of not romantically, is like, hey, I think you're a cool person. Or you could say, I think you're a cool guy, or however you want to word it. Liking, loving tendency, meaning they're going to like you more for giving them a compliment, meaning if it's a genuine compliment, because people can smell and see through bull crap, so don't lie. Just only say the things that are true for you. And like I said, change it if it's not true for you. I like you, and I want to help you to make the best decision for you, even if it ends in you not working with us. Now, what that does is it separates you from others. It separates you from that sales guy. It separates you from this dude's just trying to sell me. And it makes you into the person who is laid back, who doesn't care if this person purchases or not. So it releases the pressure that they're feeling because they don't want to be under high pressure. That's where you have people leaving Zoom calls, this, that, and the third. And it's like, okay, I want to help you to make the best decision for you, meaning I have your best interest in mind, even if it's against my interest, which is to make money. Because they obviously know if you're trying to sell them something, you're somehow incentivized by them buying. And that's the thing. What's very important is, and what you need to know is, that you have to tell people and you have to let them know that you're good either way. It helped me a lot because when you get to a place where you don't need their money, it's like, hey, listen, your sale's not going to make a difference in my life, but I promise you, if you make this decision, this will absolutely change your life. Like, I've seen so many people just like yourself come in here, they're a little nervous at first. It's a big investment, but they end up making an investment, coming in and seeing that this was the best decision that they could have made. Now listen, I want to help you. If you don't work with us, that's fine. For me at least. But for you, I don't want you to end up in a place where you regret not having this, that, and the third that you could have in the next blah, blah, blah of working with us. So listen, as can I be real with you? Yeah, okay. This is something you need. We've already went over your situation. And I see and I know you see the same thing. There's no other solution out there that's going to help you the way this is, to give you accountability, this, that, and the third. So what's really holding you back, man? You're getting on the same side of the table, etc., doing a whole bunch of other stuff, right? Yeah, very simple. If you want more sales training stuff, please ask for it because I love this type of stuff. Let me see if there was another model. No, there was another model over here. Oh yeah, so this is speed to lead rate stuff. We might have to talk about that in another video, but it talks about how interest decreases over time. This is not necessarily speed to lead rate. This is more of, you're on a sales call. The person's going to be the warmest they ever are while they're on the sales call. If the person is logically bought in, yes, they can wait a few days and still purchase. They can wait a week and still purchase. But most sales are going to be emotional. So when they're at this peak, you need to do what you can do to close, or you're going to, of course, miss out on the interest over time. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. There's going to be a link in the description if you want to book a call with us, for us to help you in whatever bottleneck you're having in your business, in your coaching business, where you're selling a high-ticket product, whatever you're doing. The idea is we help you, whether it's in sales, management, ads, building your acquisition system, partnering with you, whatever you need. We have something called the Capital Partner Program, where we either build out your acquisition system and help you scale so much that your next bottleneck or constraint, which is the one thing holding you back, is you have too many leads, too many book calls, you need more sales reps, you need a manager, or we come in and partner with you, build out some things, etc., do rev share, all that beautiful stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you, there's a link in the description. Other than that, like and subscribe. Bye bye. God bless.